And well, let's get started. Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. You can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of Halloween Ends. Now, I am very happy to be back. In case that this is your first video of mine, or maybe you did miss the video, I was actually on a trip for the last 3 weeks. I was in Europe, so I wasn't able to film my reaction and my review of this film until now. That is actually Friday, October 21. But the film came out on October 14. Is available to watch on theaters. All the way that I watched it, that was Peacock. I am so grateful that someone decided to do that, because if not, I would have to wait a lot, and I would have seen so many spoilers already, so many things that it would have ruined the experience. Now, as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them, just to see if this was worth it or not, and my general opinion on it, on the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review, because I like to give you guys the two options. So given the little talk and disclaimer ahead, let's get into the video. I'm going to be giving you a brief summary of the film. I have some notes with me, and then I'm going to be giving you the things that I like it, the things that I dislike it, how I feel about the film in general, some Easter eggs that I found on the film, and talking a little bit about the fact that this is Jamie Lee Curtis' last Halloween film ever. It's literally her last film ever, so we need to talk about that. But according to the official website, the official plot of Halloween Ends, it's that 4 years after the events of Halloween in 2018, Laurie has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But when a young man is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Laurie to finally confront the evil that she can control once and for all. Basically, that says it all. Really, the plot, it's very specific. Now, the film opens on Halloween of 2019, and we have the introduction of Corey. Now, Corey is babysitting Jeremy. By accident, he kills him. But the parents, of course, they don't see it that way, and also the town. We have that first introduction. They are like the first 15 minutes of the film. Then we have the opening credits. They resemble Halloween tree season from the witch, like the font, and it's also blue. I found that detail was very cute, since so many people hate the film, but I don't. So it was really cute to see some resemblance once again of Halloween tree season of the witch on this trilogy. And then we have a voiceover by Laurie, and she's telling us what has been happening in the last 4 years. Usually, since Halloween Kills, we don't know where Michael is. The house was demolished, meaning the Myers house does not exist anymore, and that was Michael's hiding place. So we don't know where he is, but the trailer tells us, of course, where he is. The trailer, it's a little bit misleading, and happens that you watch a trailer, you think one thing, and then you watch the film and it's on a whole other thing happens, sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad. And in the case of the trailer, although we don't know where he is, we know that he's on a sewers, because also there's it is giving you the hints, he's there. No one has seen him on the last 4 years. Now, Allison and Laurie are living together. Allison is working as a nurse on the hospital. She's not having a good time. Her boss is an ass, and one of her co-workers, she's kind of an ass. Everyone is kind of an ass on this film, except from the protagonist. The whole town is, and Frank, he's a good guy. All of them are assholes. They are the worst. Corey, he is out. He was found innocent because it was an accident. And he's getting harassed by some kids because first he doesn't want to buy them beer, and then of course they realize who he is, and of course the whole town knows. And he starts being harassed. He cuts his hand with glass, but Laurie appears and saves the day. And this is how they cross paths. And Laurie basically presents Corey and Allison, and they're going to have a 4-day romance, just like Romeo and Juliet, because we are 4 days before Halloween night. And Allison and Corey, yeah, they're kind of start dating. They go to a party, but Corey sees Jeremy's mom in there. They have a little confrontation. And then Corey gets upset. He leaves the party and ends on the sewers, and he gets dragged by someone. someone. Of course, we know who he is. The scene of him like catching him by the throat is even on the trailer, but of course we don't know at the moment who is Corey. Now, something that fans hint when the trailer came out was that someone else was being Michael because of the fingers, because we know that Michael is missing some fingers. And it did happen. Like, essentially, Corey wants to become Michael. Since Michael takes him by the throat and he's about to kill him, but he lets him live. Like, he sees something in him, or maybe he trespasses something to him. Like, what happened here? But he lets him go. But after that, Corey goes maniac mode. Like, he kills a man by accident and self-defense, but he kills him. And then he returns for Michael, and he's like, show me. I want to be like you. And Michael is like, oh, well, my dear Padawan, let's get to business. So they kill Allison's boss and the co-workers, since they're kind of sleeping together. And this scene is actually shown on the trailer, but we only see Michael killing. Like, we don't see Corey actually engage on the killing, and he's using a scarecrow mask that resembles a little bit Michael's clown mask. Like, it's kind of similar. And we have, of course, Corey going into madness. And Laurie, she's seeing something. Like, she has a weird feeling now about Corey, although she was the one that introduced him to Allison. And now is asking her to leave him. But Allison is in love with the man. And they want to, like, burn everything. And they want to, sorry. They want to leave. Like, honey, like, she wants definitely to leave and, like, move on of Haddonfield. I don't blame her. But at the same time, she's not leaving because of Laurie, because of, though Laurie's having the hell of a good time, like, just like the plot says, she's finally free. She has a very easygoing personality here. Like, she even makes some jokes, and she's even flirting with Frank on the supermarket. And she's very different now. And she went to therapy. She's writing a book. But still, like, Allison is not leaving. And definitely, I wouldn't leave my grandma or something. It was something similar. But I don't have the heart to do that. But Allison wants to leave. Now, she and Laurie, they got into an argument because, of course, Laurie doesn't want Allison with Corey. But since Corey is now having this bond with Michael, Michael finds Laurie. Since he was always hiding, he didn't know where Laurie was, essentially. But now he knows. So, of course, we know that he's coming for her. And yes, it happens. Now, before that, Corey basically grabs Michael's mask. And I was like, respect for the elderly. What the hell are you doing? He pushes Michael. This, I want to say poor guy, because he's not a good guy, but it's like, respect into this figure. And he leaves with the mask. He goes on a killing spree with Michael's mask. But Michael, of course, is not happy, and he goes and follows him. And Laurie has this fight with Corey. He has the mask, but he takes it off. So, of course, now he knows who he is. He kills himself, but he frames Laurie. And at the same time, Allison appears. So she thinks that Laurie killed her beloved Corey. And, of course, Allison is not happy and she leaves. Laurie, she's calling the police saying that she's reporting a suicide on the house. And I was like, what do you mean you're trying to suicide? Like, no. But no, of course, it was all like a plan, because she knows that Michael is on the house. This is like the last 20 minutes of the film, being fully honest. Like, all that time, Michael and Laurie, they aren't like confronted or like face to face until the last 20 minutes. We have the fight that we saw on the trailer, but at the last moment when Michael is about to choke Laurie, Allison appears and she breaks Michael's arm. Laurie stabs Michael and slashes his throat, and he dies. She takes off the mask, and like, he dies without the mask. And that's how Michael Myers has died. May he rest in peace. And the last scene is basically a procession. They have Michael's body on Allison's car. They demolish his body. Like, the same machine that they use to demolish cars, they use that to demolish his body so that they are sure that he will never come back. Alisa leaves Haddonfield, and the film ends with Laurie flirting again with Frank on the porch of her house, and that's how it ends. That's basically Halloween ends. Now, I'm getting very straightforward. I didn't hate the film. I know that many people hated the film. I didn't. It was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. It felt weird. The opening scene, I didn't feel like I was watching a Halloween film at all. It does not feel by moments like a Halloween film, obviously, but I did like the fact that they did this story. I would have preferred to watch a different thing rather than watching the same slasher over and over, although I love slashers. I can watch them, but still, I like the fact that they did this new story with Corey, although, like I said, it felt more like a character study rather than the end of Laurie and Michael, which, in my opinion, was supposed to be the main focus, but they didn't. And I think that one of the biggest issue with the people is that was supposed to be the biggest thing in this film. Like, it's the end of a trilogy, but no, instead you're putting them as the side characters when it's supposed to be the last film. I feel like this film as a standalone Halloween will have worked perfectly. Like, definitely I think that the issue is the fact that it's called Halloween Ends and it's tied to that new trilogy. Because if not, I think that people wouldn't have hated as much. I like it. The opening credits, I really like it. The font and like, I really like it, like, being honest. And the other thing that I like it was in the ending. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I cried right when the procession started. That's when I cried. Not because I'm crying Michael, but because this is when it hits you that this is the end. And that in this timeline, Laurie won. Like, we have Halloween Resurrection, and that's, in my opinion, the worst film of the franchise, where Laurie gets killed in the first 15 minutes. So I knew some place in my heart that if they do that again, like if they kill Laurie, it was going to be awful. So I am glad that they killed Michael instead, because they could have gone either killing Laurie or killing Michael, or killing them both. I thought that they were going to kill them both. But Laurie's able to finally live and have a happy ending. And I really like that. Like I said, I feel like this wasn't the ending and goodbye that maybe Jamie Lee Curtis deserved, but still I prefer this over Halloween Resurrection. And I cried because that was it. Like, we were saying goodbye to Michael, like this Michael at least, and now we're saying goodbye to Laurie. But we know that she's happy and she's going to finally be able to enjoy her life after so many years of living in fear. And also the fact that, of course, that it's the last one ever. Like, we're not seeing Laurie Strode again, and she's a key part, of course, of the franchise. So I cried. Because, of course, I love her. She's my favorite final girl. Now, onto the things that I didn't like. For instance, I didn't like, of course, that Michael and Laurie are only on the last 20 minutes of the film, essentially. And it does not feel completely as a Halloween film. I definitely feel like they could have done this a little bit better, because I don't think that the issue is the story. It's the way that it's basically shown and the way that it's presented. Like, I'm pretty sure they could have presented Corey and changed a little bit of Halloween Kills, and instead of doing this evil dies tonight 100 times on the film, maybe give it more substance, like give some soul, because in my opinion, Halloween Kills is just a killing spree without soul. It doesn't have a heart, but Halloween Ends, it does. It definitely feels like more like a goodbye letter than Halloween Kills, and I feel like Halloween Kills is a little bit empty, so I would have preferred to see some of the things that we saw on Halloween Ends into Halloween Kills, meaning that the transition from one film to another will be a little way, it will be better, because definitely it's going to feel weird watching Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends. Like, definitely, if you take out Halloween Kills, like, it's even necessary to watch it. I will have to actually rewatch every single one to see if that actually works. Because I feel like if Halloween Kills is taken out, the reaction could be different. I don't know. I need to do that experiment. I need to check that. But that's something that I didn't like. I would have preferred to see a little bit more of the ending, but I didn't dislike at the same time the Corey story. And that's essentially it. I don't feel as passionate about my opinion on this film as others. I've seen a lot of people hating this film. And look, if you didn't like the film, that's valid. But what is not, it's like insulting people, like strangers on the internet, because they like something that you didn't. Like, we have different opinions. Like, opinions, they are different. We don't all think the same thing. Like, that will never happen. So if you didn't like the film, that's fine. I will never say something like, how do you even, like, I would never insult someone because they didn't like a film that I did, or because they like something that I didn't. Like, I am not that type of person. Because, like I said, we all have different opinions, and that's fine. But what is not good, it's harassing the actors of the film, making petitions for the film to be redone. Like, that seriously is stupid, because that will never happen. I'm sorry, but that will never happen. And just the attitude in general with the people that actually enjoy the film. Just let people live and enjoy what they want. Like, it's no harm to you that I enjoy the film at all. Like, you have your opinion, I have mine. Let's all live in peace, for the love of God. Like, seriously, it happened the same with Scream 5. Like, there were so many people pissed with that film, and I was on the side that enjoyed the film. So just because you didn't like something, like I said, that does not mean that everyone will not like it, and you don't need to like be so hateful about it. Like, seriously, it's stupid, being completely honest. Now, onto the Easter eggs. I have them right here with me because I knew that I was going to forget. Now, these ones are the ones that I found. If there are others, I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe I missed it. But the first one, pretty obvious. We have Jeremy and Corey watching the thing at the beginning, just like Laurie was doing while she was babysitting on 1978. Of course, there are different versions. Here we have Carpenter's version, and with Laurie, they are watching the original. We have Corey in front of Laurie's house, the same way that Michael is in front of the house with the sheets in between on 1978. We have Allison taking Corey to the room, and the way that she's grabbing him by the hand. It's very similar to the way that Judy was taking her boyfriend at the beginning of Halloween of 1978. We have the scarecrow mask. Like I said, it's from Corey, that resembles Michael's clown mask. And the last one is we have a point of view of the mask of Michael and grabbing a knife on the kitchen, the same way that he did at the beginning back in 1963 when he kills Judy. Well, of course, he has a clown mask in that moment, but the point of view of the mask, like, it's very, very similar. And those are the ones that I catch. Like I said, maybe I missed one. I don't know. Now, like I said, generally speaking, I don't hate the film. I will give it a 3.5 out of 5 or a 6.5 out of 10. I don't feel like the film is the worst one. Definitely, for me, my opinion, the worst ones are Halloween Resurrection being the worst and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I'm sorry, but I can't stand that film. I just can't. But for me, Halloween Resurrection is the worst one. No, this one. Because I haven't seen so many people saying that this one is the worst in the franchise. I'm sorry, but I will disagree. Hardly disagree on that one. Now, like I said, this is the last time that we're seeing Jamie Lee Curtis. I was really sad about it, but I'm happy that she had a happy ending. Thank you. She will never say this, but thank you, Jamie Lee Curtis, for everything that you did for this franchise. Like, I was so happy with Halloween 20 years later, because of course I was a child when this franchise was like bringing her back. I wasn't even here. Like, Halloween Resurrection, like Halloween of 1998, I wasn't even born. But still, by the time that I got into the franchise, she was back. Well, of course, when I realized like the whole timeline things, and I was like, why would you kill her, and why the hell would you do films without her? So I prefer watching Halloween and Halloween 20 years later. So for me, it's really sad. Like I said, she's my favorite final girl. But at the end, we'll have to move on eventually, so we can have her doing more Halloween films forever. If this is going to be the last Halloween film, of course not. This is not. But of course, definitely it's going to be the last one with Laurie. Definitely, if they want to do another Halloween, they will either have to go with Halloween 4, 5, and 6 timeline, or maybe open a new timeline. Only time will tell, but definitely at least in this timeline, in this trilogy, it's over. Only time will tell how long it's going to take them to do another Halloween film. But if I'm gonna watch it, maybe, I don't know, most likely I am weak at that point. And actually, even Friday the 13th is having a film next year, finally, and I don't care if it's trash, I want to watch it. I am weak at that. Like, if I see my favorite icons returning, I want to watch that. But well, I think that this is over the review. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this film. Please be respectful if someone says something and you disagree, because I don't really like people fighting, specifically my comments. Like, I that's inevitable. I mean, of course, that is always at some point going to happen, but I don't know. I don't like it. Like, seriously, please, if you're going to say something, just be respectful. That's the only thing. But well, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be filming my Hellraiser review in the next couple days. I am not sure when I'm going to be uploading it, and just in case I haven't been able to watch Terrifier 2 since where I live, the film didn't came out in theaters, and it was supposed to be coming to Screambox. I think that is November 3rd. I am not sure, but it's going to take me a while, but definitely I want to watch it, because I have heard so many good things. I haven't read a single spoiler, so at least that's good. But definitely, I really want to watch that. But if it takes some time, now you know why. But well, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Bye.